are going to talk about grassland ecosystem. So grassland ecosystem simply means that these are areas where vegetation is dominated by grass. So we are having a look at the definition, also look at the types of grassland ecosystem. So the first one is desert grassland ecosystem. So desert, these are separated tones, desert and lowlands. Also, these kinds of days they receive low precipitation, meaning to say they receive little or no rainfall. That's why it is called desert. So, as we already know, that these are barren areas. They don't have trees. They don't have even grass. So, another type of grassland ecosystem is montane grassland. So, when we say montane, we simply mean high altitude, and these are grasslands that have high altitude as well as shrublands. They also have above the tree line level of the ground. Another type is flooded grassland. So flooded grassland, these are having water all year round. Also, they contain several vegetation that grow in water. So, for example, we have bells, fruits, mammals, reptiles, as well as butterflies. Temperate grassland is also another type of grassland ecosystem. So temperate grassland, these receive rainfall between 25 to 75 centimeters. Also, they suffer from extreme climates, as well as they have high or low climate. The last type of grassland ecosystem is the tropical grassland. So savanna grassland is the example of tropical grassland ecosystem. Most of the plants which are found in these kinds of grasslands, they are very short plants. So we also look at the structure of grassland ecosystem. So on structure we have the biotic and abiotic we have biotic and abiotic as the structure of grassland ecosystem. So when we talk of biotic, it's composed of producers, consumers, and decomposers. So when we talk of producers, we refer to grass and trees. When we talk of consumers, we talk of primary, secondary, as well as secondary consumers. Decomposers, we simply look at organisms which feeds on decomposed matter. So we also look at abiotic. Abiotic, these are nutrients present in the soil and aeration environment. So under abiotic, we have hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, nitrogen, and sulfur. So abiotic, these are supplied by the soil and air in form of carbon dioxide, water, nitrogen, phosphorus, as well as sulfates. So the last part we are going to look about grassland ecosystem is the function of grassland ecosystem. So the first one is the energy flow through the food chain. So under food chain, it consists of producers, consumers, as well as decomposers. So under producers, we have primary, secondary, as well as tertiary consumers. And decomposers, as we already said on the structure, we say that decomposers, these consist of organisms which feeds on dead matter. Another function of grassland ecosystem, it means it prevents the leaching of nutrients. So, meaning to say that it provides vegetation cover. Also, it has insufficient rainfall. Another function of grassland ecosystem is it improves the soil fertility, meaning to say organic matter improve soil fertility. We simply mean that these decomposed grass, they add nutrients to the soil. Hence grass are the only plants which grow in these places, just because they have little nutrients. So as such, trees cannot grow in such kind of places, because trees, as we all know, trees, they need places which have high fertility. So since these places have low fertility, that's why it is found that mostly they are dominated by grasses. The last function is it's a habitat for insects as well as animals. So yeah, so as we already said, that some animals take shelter in these grasslands. We have animals like glass, simply they will live in such kind of places. They also feed on those grasses. Also, we have insects. Insects, they prefer places like those. Yeah, so having looked at that, we have talked about the definition of grassland, we have talked about the structure, we have talked about the function of grassland ecosystem, and also the types. So all in all, we have discussed much about grassland ecosystem. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate that.